3 months, 3 SaaS products. Where am I at? I want to get on and kind of update everyone. Where am I at with my SaaS journey? SaaS is a software as a service, basically applications on your computer and your cell phone. That's what basically it is, except it's a subscription-based service. Anyway, where am I at? What have I built? So I've started with Referhook, or back in the day, it used to be called, like a whole 2 months ago, right? Referlink. I've changed that to Referhook because I had a .co versus .com, so we've had to update that completely to a .com brand because of, you can check out my other video, me talking about that. I'm not gonna get into it. So where am I at now? I said, hey, I'm gonna try to get 3 SaaS products this year. Well, that small little product evolved into quite of a large product, a very sophisticated product at the end of the day. But basically, it became 4 different separate developments, or I should say size-wise, but they're all one system. So what I've created, or let's start, maybe back up a bit, start before the whole SaaS industry. I did marketing services, and naturally those services were for construction industry, local property type industry. It was a service industry basically. And so I always wanted to automate all those things, which is SEO, website, and all that stuff. And guess what? That's what I started to do. I'm like, I'm going to automate that stuff. I wanted to always do that, and I'm going to automate that. So I made Solidify Digital into an app instead of it being a service. So I've completely switched that. So let's see what I have. Can I give you a little bit of a show you the screen and see what I've done? So instead of one app, I kind of created 3 apps. This is the main app, which is basically an AI agent. I've created an AI agent, guys. AI employees is the future. And this is what I basically created. So product number 1 is basically the main agent, which is the Solidify Digital. We're going to call them Solidify AI. Cool, huh? Anyway, Solidify AI is your basic guy that manages your jobs and your tasks, and it has contacts. And those are the basic things that every service industry really needs. I'm doing a job. I would like to have maybe some sort of an AI employee behind this to help me manage all these things, my contacts. I don't know what to do with them and all that stuff. So that's the core product. Now, the core product isn't simple. There's contacts. You got to create a sophisticated system for contacts, and you have these calendar-like utilities, notes, and files in there. So I want to have a useful calendar. You have a little AI briefing here telling me what's going on, and in the future, which is it's going to start to mature, it's going to ask or see if there's any conflicts or adjustments that needs to be done. That's going to be an agentic AI system. But nonetheless, each one of these are its own separate app within this giant app. Some of them are less than others, but even like a file system, we have a bit of a sophistication. It's like each one should have a tag, and there is an AI attached to it, suggesting what this image is. So each one of these is sort of an app, and all of this is within a single app, right? And AI is able to control them. Now let me talk about AI just for a second before I move on to the other main skills, I should say, or SaaS products within this one. There is a difference between agentic AI and deterministic AI. So agentic is basically free willy type thing. I can do whatever I want. Versus deterministic, it's set in stone. It just follows the set rules or set timing, and that's it. So everybody is moving towards agentic because that's where it's useful. It's basically making decisions for you. AI looks at your schedule and says, I need to move the Monday appointment to a Wednesday appointment. And it makes that decision for you. You don't have to look and say, yes, let's move this. That's the basic difference, is you want to employ the AI to offload some of the decision making at the end of the day. And that's where we're moving, that's where everybody's moving. But in today's industry, there is such a thing as AI hallucination. So you really want to keep an eye on what it's doing. And so that's why people are not so eager jumping into it yet. On simpler tasks, we are going to jump into it, and this is what we're heading also, where AI is going to start to make decisions for you. Obviously, you're going to see the log of it, see like the view of it, see what decisions it's made. But we are moving that way. So that's the difference between agentic AI, which is decision-making AI for you, and deterministic, which is just set rules, set timing. Like let's say in automation, it just says you're going in here and you're going to go through the 3 months process of receiving SMSs from us. That's deterministic. So let's get back into the apps that I have, the other ones. That covers a single app, which is quite a large of a process of doing it. And did I say, I forgot to mention, we do have SMS attached to it. SMS open rates are way higher than emails. We have email attached to that whole thing as well. But let's get to the other ones, because this whole system works as one unit. So then what we have is, not the OS, AI employee, the general, the basic, the core is our Solidify AI. And then we have these things called AI skills, which is extra on top of it. And each one is its separate development. So basically I've developed 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, I've actually overachieved myself, and I've created 4 SaaS products in one thing. Now, obviously, this is all one product, but from the development perspective, I could have created each one of them separately, and I could have connected them somehow separately as well, just having a toggle or something. But I really needed for this to be all in one system for a contract and not jumping apps all the time. And so that's what I decided to do. So for Referhook, for example, is a very unique one. This one does have its separate entry point for all the refers. It has its own separate app on its own website. So, and you can do that with a lot of things. You can do it with a website builder and all that stuff. I just have to determine that if that's necessary or not. Referhook is basically an organic system on steroids. It not only, a lot of contracts, most contractors rely on organic leads. And then you sort of add all the other ones, SEO, PPC, ads, and website stuff. All of that is secondary to the organic lead. So we said, you know what, the lead generation is going to be handled by Referhook. We're going to take that, we're going to automate it, we're going to put AI on top of it, which is customer service on top of it. Really make it work for you. And it will work, because you're literally relying on your best lead generation. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even tell all their customers or all their friends and family that they are in that business. Anyway, that's the first one. We've kind of seen it. Let's click on this and just see what do we get here. So this is what it looks like. There's a quick start guide here and all sorts of things. I'm not going to give you a showcase, but I'm going to flip through certain pages of this thing. I'm going to make a separate video because it does need its own video for that. The other one we've created is an Autoflow. Autoflow is required for Referhook, and this is basically automation system. The sequences, it's quite involving. We've made lots of templates, so you don't have to worry about, how do I create this? Well, AI can create this. We've made templates, and then you have an AI feature over here, which is in every app, this AI guy. And it can make the sequences for you. You just tell it, hey, I want this sequence, and it will create it for you. That's pretty cool. So, and then, if you really want to, you can go ahead and create all your little things in here, all your branches. If you really want to hire an expert, or you are an expert and you want to create this system, it's all pretty nice and dandy in here. Just kind of give you a quick little glance, bam, bam. It's nice. It's just straight up works, and it's great. very intuitive, just the way everybody else does it. This system is the one that we are going to apply more of agentic sophistication behind it. I mean, we will want AI to really make some decisions on this one, and that's due to spam and due to maturity of where this whole automation industry is supposed to be going, which AI can really help in this. Anyway, the third one is the website build. I wasn't really planning to do this, but then I said, you know what, let me see what I can do. Yeah. And so I've created my own website with this system right here. So let's hit preview. And this is what it made for me. Obviously, it took a bit of tweaking the website. That's beyond the website already. That's things. And everything works in here basically. It works. It's not as good as all the other ones, but this system, you basically talk to the AI to create all of this. There is no feature in here that I grab and drag or anything like that. I just tell AI, hey, I want this type of a website. Or I snap a shot, do a screenshot of a website and say, boom, can you create something like this for me? And I am a landscape, I'm a landscape guy. And it will create this website. And then you say, you know what, let's add this page also. Let's add that page also. Or, hey, can we change this logo? Or, hey, can we change this wording over here? Hey, can we also add some, animation to this? Those are all things that are done by AI over here. You don't have to do anything. So that's a little preview for a website thing for you guys. I'll have a little stage inside here and a live site. Obviously, you're going to have to connect it to your domain as well. We're not handling that for you. And you have some, obviously, SEO features in here that local Google Map Pack wants. Some of your service areas, service hours, phone, and all that stuff. And it puts it in there, media file in here that you can put your media in here, before, after pictures, general, teams. SEO features in here. It's in there. I even put the Google Analytics in here, which is pretty cool. And basically that's it. That kind of gives you an overview of what I've created so far. So that's what I've created so far in 3 months. That's vibing, I guess. That's actually 4 products in 3 months about. So there's been a lot of development. I'm going to have to start doing separate videos of how to use them. We have a docs website, kind of give you a glimpse of how to use all of them. But all of that can be found on solidifieddigital.com. So yeah, that's my update. 4 products in 3 months. It's live. Obviously, we're gonna have to mature the products further and further and further to make it better for those of you who are needing something like this. But will this actually help somebody? Yes, it will, because it works on your efficiency. It works on the things that you do organically. And speaking about deterministic, we do follow certain plan, but we forget. And if we don't put it into some sort of a system, we just glaze over it, or we forget about it and it falls between the cracks. That's why they have project management that keeps everything on track. That's why we have administrators that keeps things on track. And when you are working with tools, you don't have that. And AI is gonna have to jump in and help with that, because that's what saves you money, that's what makes it more efficient, and that's what the future looks like. Well, that's my update. I'm gonna have to make separate videos for each one of those little SaaS products, just to kind of give you even a deeper look into them. But for now, thanks for watching. Keep following me, guys. Take care.